Welcome back, everybody, to Earthbound Super Series 2023. Well into our Boogie bracket. Hope everyone's having a wonderful and very, very spooky Halloween evening. Of course, it wouldn't be Earthbound, or it wouldn't be Halloween without some Earthbound, so... We got PeenTrain versus Serra / I am bad at naming things. Two very, very incredibly strong runners, so I'm really excited for this race, actually. Nice, good thing. Cool. Woo! PeenTrain's favorite thing. That's a good one. Alright, of course, as mentioned, we are well into our bracket, so runners are competing for that coveted championship spot, single elimination bracket. So these are all, every single match can be described as for all the marbles. So we might see some crazy stuff come out of these runners. Both of them are pretty well versed in Boogey at this point, and have a pretty wide berth of strategies I know both of them know how to employ, as well as their just overall game senses are just really good. Ooh, exactly. Yeah. Could be owl. Yeah. It might not. It might be the owl noise, not woo. You're right. Shout out to our restreamer this evening, Derek. Thank you for taking some time out of your Halloween. I do believe Derek has kids of their own, so taking time away from his Halloween to come restream. Perhaps he's doing dual purpose today. I know my niece and nephew are right outside doing trick or treating right now. Dang, really? Yeah, they get earlier and earlier every year. I suppose there's gotta get them done so we can get them to bed. All that. Of course, the later hours have always been for the older kids, of course. Absolutely, everyone's invited. I mean, right now I'm doing this, but I do have people outside who will be happy to give you candy. Nice. We actually decided to switch it up a bit this year too, and we were giving away like chips and other snacks too on top of if people wanted candy. Yeah, I was gonna say Derek definitely has the good deal here. We should definitely all go hit him up. I did see quite a few unique little setups for Halloween for this year for people getting creative for how they were handing out candy to people. Yeah, I think it's good to have both, right? Why not, right? Keep the classic, keep the candy classic, and then have a nice wacky alternative. Alrighty. Moving slowly on to, we had a nice chat about Halloween because most of the early game here is just up and down this house, talking to Porky, living night in the Onet City. Driveway's big winners for sure. Not that it's like a numbers game, but you gotta hit those kids on the sidewalk before they have to walk all the way up to your house. Although it's been cold in my neck of the woods this Halloween, so I could understand not wanting to go outside. If the kids want it, they gotta come to us. We're the ones buying the candy after all, seriously. They gotta be the ones to work for it. Alright, let's see what we got for some intro hill climbs. First little bit of actual gameplay here. We'll get to see Serra's front yard, and he spawns. Nothing that can't be dealt with, just a dog on the left there. Same with PeenTrain. Oh, a little dog that actually jumps PeenTrain a little bit there. PeenTrain may have actually been able to keep going if they didn't get scared by the dog on the right there, but definitely in very hidden one that came out of the woods perfectly there. And Serra with a very nice pincer on the pincer play on the two crows there, getting the one on the right stuck and then managing to get the left one stuck as well. Definitely could have ended a lot worse for her. And just another dog at the top of the hill, and PeenTrain unfortunately taking a hill death early on. That's going to set the runners apart a little bit here. Serra is going to take the first lead here. Unfortunate, yeah, sometimes those crows will just get you, so... and apparently you can't talk to Mom when and heal when you have Porky. I actually didn't know that. So I guess we're doing that later if we want psychic points. So PeenTrain round 2, that very unfortunate intro to that. Always got to be wondering what's in Ness's front yard, you know. And today it was a ninja dog. But managing to make the second half of the hill climb work here for her. And she didn't have much to deal with on the way up other than a despawn and a little bit of stutters, so if only that could have happened the first time. But you know, hey, we've got Onet coming up. This kind of gap means nothing. Heck, we could even see the gap close up a bit if PeenTrain has a fast star man and Serra does not. Yeah, that does not seem fun. Like, what's with all the dogs behind trees? First we got dogs behind trees in Onet, and then later in the run you get dogs behind signs in Threed. It's like, where did he draw the line? Where does it stop? My heart can only take so much. Oh, it does restore psychic points. Interesting. I didn't know that. Thank you, PeenTrain. See, I'm learning. So it's arguably even better than dying like later on where you have to go upstairs. I mean, obviously not ideal, but yo, Peen always has the arcane knowledge for sure. I often have to be corrected, and I missed Buzz hit because I was looking away. Dang it! I'm sure it was good. Hopefully, anyways. Oh no, I didn't. 112. That is pretty good. So Starman Jr., pretty scripted fight. He only has scripted as far as you can't really do much but rely on Buzz to hit hard. Nice picky, or actually that was a Nest crit. That was actually a significant amount of damage right there. If Serra gets a low roll on the Buzz hit, which she does. Ew, disgusting. 32. My God. Wow. I've seen like a 30 before. That's pretty low. That might actually help Serra or PeenTrain catch up a bit if she can get a little bit faster one. But Serra will get a 72 on the third hit, just enough to finish it off there. But potentially PeenTrain could come up a bit on the bottom half here. But no, gets a 62 on the first hit. Gonna need something huge to not get a similar Starman fight to Serra. Yeah, Buzz being very weak, kind of weak sauce today. Nice, gets an on guard with a 1-14. That's going to be pretty fast. But like we said, 64 is a bit too low of a roll to go for the 2 cycle, for a 2 hit. Not without like a Nest crit or something that Serra got. So gonna be seeing a 3 cycle. And got a fire, unfortunately. Starman Jr. can shoot out 3 moves, PK Fire, PK Freeze, and Guard. Fire being the longest, it hits everyone in your party and prints the most text. Freeze hits 1 person. And Guard, of course, doesn't have an animation, so it is the most ideal. But PeenTrain is finished with it. They will be high-fiving on the way out of Porky's house here. Buzz is down for the count on Serra's screen. Wasn't very helpful this run to either of our runners, so can't really say we'll miss him. Oh, that's true. That's actually kind of like a unique way to. Unless I just read your comment about the too many cards, Derek. Unless you were giving away new cards, but maybe that's a good way to get rid of some of your super old cards that you may not want anymore. If kids will even want those. All right, Serra getting a little bit of the O-Net Zoo out here. That's gonna help PeenTrain a bit. Anything Serra can tackle. Oh, special Halloween cards. That's cool. Yeah, I agree with Daniel. Daniel, as usual, spitting. He 9 times out of 10 is not helpful. PeenTrain getting also some things out here in the zoo, but just one snake compared to Serra. Easy stutter and we're out of there. Exactly. It's only one. You only have one guy you have to kill, Buzz. Just spend your life getting better at that. Alright, PeenTrain somewhat closing up the gap a bit. Definitely the... I wonder if maybe PeenTrain perhaps skips something, maybe perhaps bread roll or something. But definitely closing up that gap a little bit here. Skipping bread roll would be not too much of a time save, though, all things considered, for the safety it gives. Just a few seconds. And we'll see it here right now, as Serra takes 3 charges in a row from Pogo 1, having to dip into the bread roll on this fight, and still coming out with a less than ideal health range. Not going for the apple juice, just going to go ahead and life up going into Pogo 2. Yeah, that was definitely a rough Pogo Punk. Not getting... Oh, did she? Actually, it wasn't. I actually was watching Pogo 1, so I didn't see. That will happen sometimes. You know, you miss press too far in. Peen grabbing the fruit juice. Serra getting a crit on Pogo 2 on the turn 2, so definitely getting some gains there. Oh, that's fair as well. Yes, you do lose money from the death, which is a little unfortunate. All right, moving into Frankie for Serra. Yeah, PeenTrain's out here typing mid Pogo guy. Wow. Okay, Serra getting a really nice crit, actually. 47 damage on Frankie here early. Okay, somebody check the cartridge. 2 in a row. What is that? All right, well, Frankie's gone in a blink of an eye. Okay, PeenTrain out here doing the same thing. Just everybody's critting. Ness is roided out on both screens. I don't even know what's happening anymore. Things are just dying left and right. Frankenstein part Mark II. Don't even get to explain Frankie. He died so fast, but, you know, general strategy, you get hit, you heal. Frankenstein's a little easier. He's got dead turns in between his hits, and he will always start with... Yeah, easy to type mid-game when everything's just dying. Yeah, exactly. But always starts with the light move and then goes into a off turn every other turn, so you kind of know when you can heal, when you can hit. Frankie, on the other hand, is fairly random. You get hit, you heal, because you really can't survive 2 brandishes in a row generally if you're not healing on the second one. Yeah, Serra definitely cruising a little bit here. Had a really good hill climb, pretty average Starman. It wasn't a completely terrible Starman, so, you know, this is actually a really solid pace going into the giant step for sure. Kind of at the mercy, your run is at the mercy a little bit of the slug grind. There's a lot of variables that can happen there, depending on what the game decides to give you. But having this big of a lead, nice crit for PeenTrain, that's going to help her a little bit get back into it. That was a fast Frankenstein. She's only about less than a minute behind now? Yeah, I was going to say, it'd just be maybe a little less than a minute. So scraping back everything, and that's the, like I'm saying, that's something, that's a kind of delta that can be wiped away immediately by slug grind. If the game just decides to keep you there despawning slugs forever and ever. But runners will take a little bit of a pit stop, grab some burgers. We're not doing anything insane here. We need these guys for Ant. Serra on her way up to Giant Step. And we'll see how her entrance goes, depending on what strategy she kind of chooses to employ here. Plus, she could get some nice early bonus packs in the first couple spawn plates as you try to... Seems like she might be trying to go for this interesting strat we've been seeing a little bit recently from some runners, where you try to get a 4-pack here and stomp on them individually using the spawn plate combination at the top of all of those things at the top, combining the two spawn plates together to force the game to kind of be like, hey, there's too many things here. Time for you to separate these spawn groups. Doesn't quite work out. Going to get the first 4-pack here, though, which is still progress. Serra hits a 28 on the first one, unfortunately, but we are taking 3s from these slugs, meaning our defense is pretty good. Yeah, I'm not quite sure about the... I'm sure someone could explain the hyper specifics on how the strat works. It's a little new to me still, but I just know it involves the two spawn plates existing together, basically. Because they do have overlap. Serra getting that 4-pack, though, just choosing to move right on. Which is totally fair. Don't need to invest too hard in a strat that's already kind of... when you already got a 4-pack out of it. So she'll be up to 8 after this. PeenTrain coming in, already getting set up for her 4-pack as well, her first one. Getting the mouse stuck on the spawn plate over here. Essential setup here is that you'll see what PeenTrain's doing is that the mouse is already on the screen. Another kind of like spawn plate manipulation here a bit. Mouse is kind of already on screen. The only other thing that on that spawn plate that the mouse shares with is a 4-pack of slugs. So we get the mouse on screen, move back and forth between the spawn plates, and then bam, it kind of just forces the game to either put the slugs or put nothing. So, and they use the lag to kind of figure out if the slugs are over there. So this will be 12 for Serra, 4 for PeenTrain. Yeah, okay. That makes a lot of sense, actually. They're trying to, yeah, they can't really go all the way across the top floor. So PeenTrain moving fast on the spawn, so she was able to get into this kind of mouse spawn thing early. Serra did kind of invest a little bit of time on that initial despawn respawn of that first 4-pack. So she will lose a little bit of time there as PeenTrain kind of trying to scrape back everything she can at the same time to collect as many slugs as she can. So she'll be up to 8, while this will be 16 for Serra. The goal here to get to 22 of slugs and company. So either 24 for 6 4-packs on the bottom, or 22 with 4 4-packs and a 6-pack, or any combination thereof, because that'll get us to level 8 for PK Rocket. Oh, PeenTrain getting a weird 3-pack. Serra choosing to potentially go for middle Middle floor shenanigans slash... Uh-oh, getting a red swirl here. Looks like it might be slugs, luckily, though. So, hey, if there was ever a red swirl to get, it would be this one. PeenTrain getting the weird 3-pack, decides to maybe take this mouse to even things up. Very viable strat right there. And then we'll see her go. She might be on 16 already. Oh, no, she might be going for a 4-pack, which is a hero as well. You can do this and still get the 6-pack up top if you're lucky enough. We might see some. We might see our runners catch up quite close to each other on. Because if PeenTrain can't follow through on this and get the 6-pack up top, that will significantly catch her up a bit here. Serra still needs one more thing, either a mouse or a single slug or something. She might just be trying to take this one slug over into the corner and beat it to death. And it'll work for her. She'll get it. That should get her up to level 8. Maybe we'll get a bomb. Not quite, but hey, you know. It was on the table. So Serra, okay, so that worked out really well for Serra. She was able to pull that one across. PeenTrain won't be far behind here. Although I think this only gets her up to 20, right? Unless I miscounted how many she got on the first floor. But we will see. Yes, so she still needs a few more to finish it up. We'll see if she might just try to go for like ants or something. Who knows? Maybe try for some like a slug ant combo up here. Or potentially spawn in the 6-pack and try to pull some slugs off of it. Could also be a very viable strat right there. But Serra going into Titanic Ant, the first rocking goes out. 100 damage, big number for Serra on the first Titanic Ant. So she will be dipping into the burger here and should be able to get the second rockin' off without and does not get the threaten of a magnet there. So second rockin' will go 67. Very good start there. 167 just from rockin'. And now we get the useless magnet. Serra getting a really ideal Titanic Ant, but of course, where is a Titanic Ant without some misses? No shield up though, so we are seeing... Oh, that's a big hit though. We're gonna need to see a kill here. She's going for it. We're going to see no miss, and it's down 2206 Titanic Ant for Serra. That's incredible. That was a super fast and super risky there at the end. She took a huge 47 bite, but made it work. She was close. She was close. All it took was a miss to make that go badly, but a gamble, and it paid off. PeenTrains as well in the back. But she's really not far behind. 91, that's good as well. That is not far off from just a really. I mean, it just is good. It's better than average. And we're not seeing an early shield. 2 defense downs. Nice dead turns right there. We're going to see the second rocket go off. Maybe we see a bit. 98, nice. That's even better than Serra's combined together. That's going to give PeenTrain a much easier time with this fight, but gets a magnet on the turn that she was trying to use life up. That is going to be a dead turn for her. Going to have to use a burger instead. Little unlucky. Spending some time having to heal up here. We are probably like 1 hit away. Oh, that was a little low. We have to be in the single digits of HP right now. That hit was just low. There we go. The shield went up, but it just needed a little more to push it over the edge. And PeenTrains will go down at 23-24. Dang. So Serra's giant step, very insane, has helped her kind of get a bigger gap in this race again. The gamble has paid off extensively for her, but we do have cops coming up, which is another big break point. I think both runners have a good amount of burgers. We probably won't see either of them shop. Not with it being this close, after all. PeenTrain stomping on ants on the way out. I'm sick of it. I'm sick of it, she says. Enough of it. Oh, and then she gets met with the absolute squad out here to generate all the lag. All right, Serra starting cops. Gauntlet of 4 cops and then strong. All the cops can do a weak attack and then a crushing chop. It's a similar strategy for the rest of the Yonet. You kind of watch your health get to a certain range and then you heal based on what's happening. Either life up or burger, depending on your range. We're going to see Serra dip into a life up here because she's low and wants to get a maximum amount of that range there and gets a little cheeky 3rd turn crit as well. At least it was an outspeed, so you have the bonus of going into this next cop with full resources. Nice, crushing chop miss. Very ideal into an outspeed. That's going to be an excellent net gain on cop 2 for Serra. Not having to burn a ton of resources there and very fast. PeenTrain coming in behind as well. Starting her cop gauntlet. Can't talk. Been a long day. Third cop a little slower for Serra, but she's moving on to the 4th one now, and it'll be the last one before strong. So you'll see most runners kind of try to do some prep work moving into strong to kind of maximize the number of resources they could possibly take into it. Gets a crushing chop miss. That's going to be nice for setup. She's going for the double hit here to finish it off, going into strong with 58-25. First cop for PeenTrain, laying it out large with a crit. Just letting you know that this is just how it's gonna be today, PeenTrain. I hope you didn't feel like you had an easy time of it. I mean, what is happening? Let her go, man. She didn't do anything. All right, after a bit of a rigmarole of a first cop, she's through it. 56 on the first rockin' for Serra. That's pretty low. But could potentially still 2-shot it with a good second rockin', but no, we'll have to probably get a bash out of this. So just making sure that she lives here, because, you know, Ness could miss. You really only probably need one more. But, you know, we've seen Ness miss. Those are some pretty lame rock-ins from Ness, but I guess he had to make us pay for what he dished out on Titanic Ant, because those were pretty big. PeenTrain moving into cop number 3. Potentially PeenTrain could save some time as well, scrape it back a little if she has a faster Captain Strong, due to the kind of like extended, it was a 4-turner for Serra, I believe. I wasn't watching the exact delta, but I think it was around a 27 for Serra's Captain Strong down, which is a pretty screaming O-net right there. All right, last cop moving into strong. Again, we're going to try and get our resources pretty high up. And she's very successful with that. That last cop went the best out of all of them. We'll get the level up and 76-22 going into Captain Strong. Very nicely done for PeenTrain. Really needs both of these to kind of hit big and hit hard. Get this guy out of here. 83, that is good. Should see this one go. Really does need this to go after we just took a submission hold. 96, it'll be enough. 28-27 for PeenTrains. So still holding strong on about a 1.5-minute delta. Serra keeping that pace alive. There is still a lot of time in this race, though. A 1.5 minutes is not a lot. Couple of despawns in PRV. Couple of extra turns on Shack Fight. 1 Proto 1 death. You know, this stuff can add up. But we're going to see both runners safely on their way now to Tucson. going to be a bit of a fetch questing here happening. Only real obstacle in the way of them right now is kind of just despawns in Sprout Cave on the way to PRV, and a little bit of despawning in PRV. So mostly just going to be movement play here. Good walk down by PeenTrain, dodging all those mushrooms. Fart Cave, if you want to call it that. I call it that because it has sprouts in it. God, I hope I didn't just like rip out my headset. Okay, no, we're good. I just felt something bad happen. But Serra getting almost a pretty clean walk in there. Doesn't actually quite manage to despawn that second one there. Has to go back and despawn it a second time. They are a little tricky sometimes. Get some hellos in PRV out here from a UFO and a Sprout as well. So gonna have to despawn that. As well as some stuff up here. She's not getting a very clean break of this. Yeah, I like that one. That one's pretty accurate. It's just not a happy space in general. Serra trying desperately to get this UFO off screen, but the UFO keeps trying to like get itself back on screen at the same time. So a little bit of fighting there. PeenTrain getting the hippie manippy a little bit, has to maneuver around Apple Kid's house to dodge that one. Coming out of the woodworks. The Tucson locals. Man, these sprouts will not leave Serra alone. They're everywhere. Might help PeenTrain gain a little bit of time back here if she can get a pretty clean walk through PRV. We know Serra had to do a lot of despawns here. Seems to be so far so good for her. That's right, they did high five on the way out. Did it originate in Mother 1? I can see that actually, yeah. I've never known of the origins. I only knew it of just being in the community. Yeah, Uko. Yeah, that's how I know it from. I knew it was an enemy in Mother 1, so that does track. Ah, I see. And it just so happens to rhyme so well with hippie, so iconic. I gotcha. So far we've had the actual true only death has been Hill. Yeah, Crow Death right on the hill, but Serra has just had pretty good boss fights. Let's be real. Her Titanic Ant went really well. She took a really big gamble, had a 2206 Titanic Ant, so. And of course, she just has general good game. Both runners have general good gameplay to go on top of the RNG, so they're pretty good at capitalizing on what the game likes to get. If the game goes well, I'm pretty confident both these runners really can capitalize on that. But you know, that all hinges on the game going well. And yes, absolutely, race is still very close because it's still about only a minute plus delta between them. And I know PeenTrain is scraping back every second she can at this point because she just had a pretty good walk to PRV and back. So we might see some changes in the happy section or potentially Pond Cave later on. I know that's often an area of contention as well. Serra already having to despawn a little bit in intro PRV here, so hopefully that's not a testament for what's about to come. Has to double pencil eraser, not quite close enough on the first time, or maybe just didn't have the hitbox. A little unfortunate there. Uh-oh, this is a nasty spot to get a diamond. Manages to get the despawn on the diamond. Gonna go ahead and try this sprout, but it's risky. There could be stuff down here, but the gamble pays off. There is nothing. Serra potentially felt the lag out there and decided that was an okay move to make there. And gets the clean break on the movement around the spawn line there. And on her way up the bridge here as PeenTrain follows in. Fairly still close behind. Actually, the amount of time PeenTrain has made up, she must have just went through that sprout cave like nothing, because being this close to her in PRV has got to be significant on the Delta. And PeenTrain's getting like free walkthroughs here. Gonna have to do a little bit of a despawn on a diamond here, but that's the first thing so far. We definitely will see some catch up here potentially on Shack Fight. PeenTrain finally getting some good RNG. This PRV empty, I should say, until the trees happen. I'll wait till she's out. I'll stop commentating on it until she's out. I'll do her that solid as the commentator. Grabbing her second butterfly, I would assume. I actually haven't been watching. I don't know if she got the first one. She has been moving so fast. Potentially, maybe she doesn't have it. But no, she seems to be going for it, so I would assume that she's good on that. Serra doing shopping, but oh, what a nasty, nasty pincer. This one might be undoable without taking a fight. Oh my lord, but gets a solo tree, luckily, so those two things can't join together, thank god. And this is the much easier thing to deal with. But big damage actually going out on PeenTrain. PeenTrain needs to run away from this. Gets it. Gonna use the iframes to get out. Needs to make it happen. Luckily, that diamond got stuck up there. That could have actually been bad if the diamond kept moving downwards. A little bit of luck there to make PeenTrain get through, but an unfortunate encounter there at the end of PRV for her. And, of course, the snake jumping out. Come on. Let us out of here. Oh, man, both runners kind of playing with their game on their sleeve right now. We might see PeenTrain skip some shopping, maybe. No, it's not worth it. We are grabbing those two. It is a very risky thing to do. Those paint attacks hurt quite a bit. And not having the extra damage from Sandlot Bat pretty much ensures you have to use Rockin' on that HQ cultist. But Serra going into what's looking like an average Shack fight, 2 Rockins. Nice, gets the Troll 107, a 107 and a 109 on Rockin' number 2. That's Earthbound, ladies and gentlemen, in a nutshell. And we get the cookie. Two hits on a Rockin' that could have one-shot a cultist, and they did it, and it happened turn 2. Oh, man. Okay, nice play by PeenTrain there to bait out the crows and get them stuck on the tree. That was actually kind of like a very much caged-in moment. And she managed to get those 2 crows on the left to move over in the tree and get them stuck. Serra buying some bananas, it looks like. Good range of HP to eat there. And Janet, no, always. Don't you have anywhere to go? Don't you have anything more productive to do with your life? Seems PeenTrain dodged it. Uh-oh. Okay, so this is kind of danger zone for PeenTrain. We did have a Rockin' miss as well into a joiner. We have a Rockin'. We need a big Rockin' to hit on the third one. We will probably see PeenTrain might have to dip into her third Rockin' here. Yep. She's just going to have to do it. It is a little unfortunate. That was a really bad of RNG to get there. And in true Rockin' fashion, 96 and 94. So, Rockin' laughing in the face of our 2 Razors here. Serra also not having the most ideal time on HQ Cultist. Gets a joiner and has to burn her Rockin'. So, both having really low psychic points. She does get the IQ up going into Carpainter, so we'll have enough for the Rockin' on Carpainter. Eating the cookie, getting a little bit of HP back up. That actually should be enough to survive 2 hits. but we'll see how it goes. Maybe she'll get super fast reflex. Carpainter, scripted fight. Starts off with reflect, goes into life up, and then into a paint attack. Oh, we do get an early reflect. And with a bash into the rock, and we might see it be done here. 87 HP, that's a pretty low life up. Oh, 65, rockin' is low there. Not going to be enough. And Ness misses a bash. Did I say rockin'? I probably meant to say reflect. They both just start with R. I had rockin' on the brain, too, because I know that's what she was going to roll right into. Okay, so both runners on Carpainter right now. I think this will be done. Wow, that was a chunky 172. Well, how much can you do with a reflect? My God, what? That was a 172, right? That was chunky. Yeah, like, can I get a fact check on that? Yeah, please. I've seen some things today. So, PeenTrain following right behind on her Psychic Shield turn to finish describing the Carpainter fight. Does reflect into life up into paint attack, and then repeats reflect. Nice smash! That's going to help. Wow, weird. This race is real now at this point. That PeenTrain had the much faster Carpainter there. Serra might have gotten a big reflect, but the fight was a little bit longer. But these racers are definitely both even going into the mole fight. I actually haven't looked at either of their HP, but I'll be able to check when we grab Paula. So I'm not sure who has the better foothold here. .48 on Serra, that's pretty dang good. Still probably a 2-hitter, but you know, it's pretty dang good. Or a 3-hitter if you count Paula. But that minute 30 is no longer a thing. Mulkin hit for 60? Jeesh. Like without it, like with a crit, is that considering a crit or? Because dang, if so, dang, that is a beefy mole. Dang. I actually did not know Mole could hit that much. He's been holding out on us apparently. 172 is almost max. Wow, that's crazy. 35 to Ness, which is a good start. Now they're both in one-shot range. You could even be defending with Ness right now, which Serra will not have to do. Ness is gone. So now we just have to deal with Paula, which is the more ideal person to be alive, because Paula can actually knock the mole out of being confused or feeling strange. And it'll be fairly fast for her. So Death Warp down for Serra, and PeenTrain starting hers right now could have a faster, but has a similar pretty much health rate. They both had 48. Wow. They're keeping it synced up as best as they can. Seems like PeenTrain not having as quick of a mole here, getting a lot of feeling stranges. Yes, getting too many feeling stranges. The gap is getting bigger. The mole is not playing around. Paul is down. Needs one more hit, but this is not ideal because Ness cannot make the mole not feel strange. At least not without kill. I mean, okay, so we did get one hit, which actually worked out for Peen. We do have enough HP on the mole to hit it once and make the feeling strange go away. So Peen uses that to her advantage. I actually thought it would be a little, yeah, if Ness crits. I actually thought it would be a little worse for Wear. But PeenTrain using that vanilla knowledge to her advantage, knowing she can get away with that. Smacking that mole once, getting rid of that feeling strange. And then the mole turned around and smacked. So it worked out. Didn't have to deal with mole feeling strange for about 10 turns in a row. I learned a lot about the mole today. The mole death warp is actually quite intricate of a part. No way, really? Wait, is that real? Is that just like a bug, or is it just how it's coded, or? Oh, if you drop the bat. I gotcha. Really? Smashes do not update sleep confused. Earthbound, what a game. Currently, Serra is ahead. Serra probably got a little bit of that gap back as well here, due to PeenTrain having a bit of a slower mole skip, but still anybody's game. We're moving into Winters right after this, as well as Graveyard. It could be a point of contention. So still anyone's game. Could see some lead swaps later. But starting the Runaway 5 for Serra. PeenTrain not going to be very far behind. Ah, interesting. Interesting. That's so cool. That's always, I will always tell people that Earthbound is one of the coolest speed runs, and it's for stuff like that. Just weird text like that. Hey, listen, Porky. If any child in this game deserves it, it's 100% Porky. If anyone willed it upon himself, with zero remorse. All right, dueling Runaway 5 shows here. Serra finishing hers. We'll see what kind of bus she decides to lay out for us. I'm envisioning some right side buses here. I think we got a couple of no nonsense runners, and I'm anticipating some optimized gameplay. I suppose maybe. Okay, yeah, I think you're right. That might be the wrong way to go to phrase it. But I don't know if we should forgive him also for inflicting otherworldly alien superpowers upon us. I don't know if we necessarily should forgive him for that one. All right, nice little right side bust from Serra. Very, very nice and optimal right there. Yeah, it's incredibly close, so make sure you focus in. Focus in, focus up, close it out. Serra with the 800 IQ of betting on the opponent, so no matter what, she's always out on top. All right, so we can see what the true delta is here on reach 3. Gonna be a 48.52 for Serra. graveyard coming up for Serra as well. As the race continues on, the moments get closer and closer that you can kind of lose this, and this is a very, very populated graveyard for Serra. There's something in every corner except this top corner, which is where we need to go actually. So that actually worked out quite well for Serra. There was so much down there. Yeah, Serra's graveyard. Definitely out here looking like Halloween. But that worked out well. It was very scary actually, because she definitely outmaneuvered some of the ghosts and trash cans there in the beginning. A lot of ghosts were coming out at her in the beginning there, but got the nice clean break on the top side, having no spawns. Managed to get in there, and yeah, exactly, no time despawning. Just maybe a little bit of wiggle down just to be safe for the spawn line. Walk across that spawn line. A couple of trash cans, unfortunately, in Peen's way. Oh, and a bunch of flies on the return. PeenTrain not having quite the nice go of things in comparison. Gonna have to kind of work for it, but this one seems to be the one to go. So definitely not ideal for PeenTrain there. Didn't quite get as clean a break as Serra did. Was stuck despawning just a little bit there. And getting chased by a 3 local out here. Handsome Jack. Or Smiling Tom, whatever they're called. I don't even know. They're all something. One of those guys. Smiling Sam. Handsome Tom. That's it. I think it's Handsome Tom. Trick or Trick Kid. Yeah, that's that one. Those are the puppet guys. I just call them 3 guy I don't want to run into. There's a certain part of my brain where I just like file away enemies that are like they're not enemies like that you want to see. They exist in this game, but you don't want to see them. So it's like I don't ever like try to register them because I don't ever want to see them. Exactly. He fits in well for our Halloween boogie race. I'm kind of glad we were able to get a shout outs to PeenTrain and Serra for wanting to race on Halloween, because I'm glad we were able to get a Halloween race going. And of course, another shout out, of course, to Derek. Thank you for restreaming on Halloween as well. Everything's on Halloween. Seem to have a. It's not just me, right? Derek, I need you. Or perhaps Derek also doesn't know what's happening. Oh no, Serra crashed? Oh geez, okay. It seems PeenTrain paused out of honor, which is very respectable, so we'll see. Potentially she has a what oh, okay, we're back. We're back. We're back. I think we're back. Oh no, okay, Derek is pausing the stream. I got you. I got you, Derek. You're working it in the background. All right, technical difficulties, please hold. Please turn on your favorite please turn on your favorite elevator music in the background. I'm sure we still have Wait, did she really, Daniel? Oh, she did. Yeah, she did. I was looking away, and then I was like, wait, what are you saying? And then I look back, and she's shopping here, and I'm like, wait, you're right. Are we about to wait. Is Serra, don't do what I think you're gonna do. Oh, Peen did pause her timer. All right, it's okay. We got race time. GG. Don't worry about it. It's just what it is. Race time GG keeps us honest, yeah. Honest race time GG. The timer is not paused. Oh, okay. Maybe your stream on her, maybe whatever stream is capturing the timer got a little borked there. Yeah, restream's haunted, yeah. It does happen. But PeenTrain getting a safety dog here. I believe the dog actually dodged Jeff, which is not ideal. Gonna take an extra turn there to get rid of that thing. All right, timer is moving for PeenTrain. Derek is working the magic. I trust. And yes, we got Tessie on screen. I actually didn't see if PeenTrain got the bread roll. I don't think she did. Nice, congrats, Serra. Keep it strong. You got this. Nice. Thank you, Daniel. Appreciate it. All right, dueling Tessies on screen. Racers are very close. They are a Tessie length away from each other. Definitely some Pond Cave shenanigans could separate that up a bit again. What if the Tessies kissed? For sure, winners does not take prisoners. See Serra try for Proto 1 skip. Goes for the setup, but unfortunately does not make it there. I think Daniel did say it was sounding better, but I'll let chat say it because obviously I can't hear. Serra gets a late joiner on Proto 1, but enough damage was on the first Proto that we were able to get rid of it, so we probably will see her just go ahead and get rid of Proto 2 here, or the second Proto, I should say. Getting some nice damage on it, should be one hit away. Nice, so no death for Serra's Proto 1, but PeenTrain rolling in right behind could have a faster Proto 1 slash if PeenTrain is just able to straight up skip Proto 1, we could see a lead change here. Oh my god, that was so close! If Jeff didn't actually get stuck on the right side there, that was actually super close. Oh, and such an unfortunate early joiner as well for PeenTrain. So now she's going to be kind of left with the idea of she might be just taking the L and going next. Because she gets an early joiner, might just need the runaway, but it's low chance. Gets 2 sizes up the situation. She will get another chance to run away here. And gets it! Wow! 4 HP, PeenTrain runs away. She still has the boiled egg in pocket, so she'll get to use it right now. Wow, that was so close. Gets 2 sizing up the situations to make that happen. That was definitely a sweater of a moment. Going for this duck skip, trying to make it happen. Knows she's not quite having the... And yes, Serra did get second Proto. Oh no, it's not going to work for you because the Bubble Monkey's not going to play your game, unfortunately. But it was a very valid effort, but she will unfortunately be fighting this duck. Serra proceeding through the first room of Pond Cave. It's open for her. Just a little bit of stuttering in the beginning, and this first section is completely done. Not even grabbing the burger. We don't need it. Not worrying about the pincer here. Just going to go ahead and stutter this one out. There's not really too many things that can be lethal on that side, but it's actually empty on the left side here. Serra getting a really nice lucky pawn cave here. Kind of what she needs to finish this one out extremely strong. But the final room, we'll see how many times she has to despawn. And PeenTrain, unfortunately, having to take Proto 2, which is going to be a little bit further back on Serra's pace as well, as Serra was able to skip that Proto 2. But didn't take her too long, not a joiner or anything like that, so she will be moving right along. As Serra is through. That was a really strong pawn K from Serra. A few stutters. The game really worked for her there. Not a lot of despawns, not a lot of stuttering. The last room was probably the worst one. PeenTrain trying for some really dicey stutters here. One wrong move and it's in. Knowing she has to make some money moves, she's trying to make anything she can work. And those are some difficult stutters. Nobody can deny that, so. But fairly fast to get rid of those guys as well. But the game is not being nice to PeenTrain on the reverse end. She's having to deal with everything spawned in Pawn Cave. Yeah, PeenTrain, or Serra, absolutely screaming on this one. Using that skip! Yes! We are zooming past the cave boys. PeenTrain on the reverse end having some really nice stutters. And a second open room for Pawn Cave. Only had to deal with that mouse in the beginning. She bought it. She bought it in Winters before she got Bubble Monkey. It was when the crash happened, Derek. You were probably dealing with that at the time. It was like right when the crash happened. She like ripped the stream ripped back in and she was buying a skip sandwich. It was the wildest thing ever. Wow, she gets a really nice no despawn on the top of the rope there. Well done, PeenTrain. At this rate, though, kind of needs a catastrophe to happen for the other racer to kind of come back here. Serra has done an unbelievable job keeping this pace alive for her, and the game has been handing her every moment she can take on a platter. And she's done, like I said before, both these runners exceptionally good at maneuvering around the game's RNG when it is nice to them. When the game plays right, they will just kill it. I almost had a moment where I was like, surely Serra's not about to like cliff skip and like throw or something. I almost worried that, but I was just like, I'm not gonna say it. Yeah, I know, Serra like coming in with the political message about Boogey series, and then yeah, cliff skips. That's why I almost thought that was happening for a second. Oh yeah, you need the second, that's right. Yeah, I forgot. It's about sending the message. Alright, Serra landing her Skyrunner as PeenTrain takes off on hers. And we will see if Boogey Tint is nice today. Or rather, is the Bottle Rocket nice today? These are the real questions that get answered on Earthbound Super Series on Halloween night. We'll see if Serra decides to do any safety strats. She has to know that she has a fairly decent lead here. Skipping the bear. Already playing risky on the table. Gonna have to avoid this guy in the street here. But knows the aggro range there. Just dips on the right side a bit. Using the skip from the HQ here to zoom down. Has another one. So I guess she got one from, or perhaps she got one from Berglund. And it's Boogey Tent. Let's see. Oh, he takes the mortal damage. It's 398, so she will not have the enough for the bottle rocket. It is a decent amount of damage, so that actually should be enough for rocket. Oh my god, rocket missed. So we have three rockets left. Jeff is down. Take the mortal damage. 78. There is still enough damage from the BBR to make this happen. We need these last 2 rockets to hit. Cannot have this miss. Paula will go down, so this could be a really ideal situation for but the death will come in enough to save Paula's life. So yeah, she will live. With the 1 HP, so GG's. Very very risky plays throughout the entirety of that run from Serra. And PeenTrain nipping at the heels here on Boogey Tent herself right now. So, I mean, PeenTrain could be coming in with depending on this BBR here, we will see. 660, there it is. PeenTrain is done. This race, insanely close. A few things differently in those two, in any part of this race, and we could have seen a buzzer finish on this one, with PeenTrain having a gigantic BBR there at the end. Both racers having absolutely insane times with this race here. For it to be this close at this kind of time is just a good race. Like that both racers came in, laid it down, and I don't think anyone can really be disappointed with how they played here today. Dang. So close to 106, but 107.01, insanely good time. Serra just absolutely was able to keep that pace alive from Onett all the way through. Just took what the game had and made it work for her. Both racers absolutely demonstrating their prowess throughout this tournament. PeenTrain, absolutely GG's. As always, you do a phenomenal job in every tournament you come out to, and I know you'll be at more content and doing more content, so everyone, please go follow both of these runners. They are both excellent Earthbound content creators. PeenTrain and I Am Bad at Naming Things / Serra. They both very much deserve your follows. And one more shout out again to Derek for restreaming. Thank you very much for coming out on Halloween and doing that for us. It's been a wonderful time. It's been a pleasure commentating. I've had a lot of fun. That was a great race. Let me go ahead just real quick before I sign off. Let me see what we got coming up race-wise for the fans. I see that scheduled 11-1, which is tomorrow. We have an 8:30, and then 11-2 Thursday. We have a 10:30, and then 11-5. We have a nice morning race. So definitely be there for that weekend morning race. So nice and fun. But I appreciate everyone hanging out, and I hope you all have a great rest of your Halloween. And I'll let someone take it away.